I've never seen anything quite like that. Some sort of ritual circle? With steps going down to that. Huh.
Look at this place. This has to
Okay.
be it.
What
I knew
is
she was
it?
deep into necromancy.
Oh.
I mean, she taught me everything.
Didn't you hear me?
But I had no
I said I'm on the
idea she had
necromancy
set up like
wagon,
this.
Serana. Trying not to fall off.
Look at all this. She must have spent
Oh,
years
boy.
collecting these components. And what's this thing?
Yeah. What is that thing?
I'm not sure about this circle, but it's obviously something.
Good call.
Let's take a look around. There has to be something here that tells us where she's gone.
Okay. So what are we looking for, do you think?
My mother was meticulous about her research.
Ah.
If we can find her notes, there
Right.
might be some hints in there.
Fair enough. So, your mother maintained quite the laboratory,
I
huh?
had no idea her laboratory even existed.
Oh.
She had an alchemy set up in her drawing room, but nothing that even comes close to what's here.
So, what did she research?
Looking at the equipment and materials, it looks like she was trying to advance her necromancy.
To what end?
I don't know. Certainly not longevity. Kind of a waste of time for a vampire.
Huh. Fair enough.
I remember she used to keep a small journal. See if you can dig it up.
Probably on the bookshelf, I'd imagine. Necromancy. Ooh. Bone meal. Dragon. Your mother liked to play make-believe too, huh? She labeled this one Dragon Bones. I've never seen a dragon bone before. Oh, boy. At least the voices aren't back yet. Necromancy, dragon bones. What in the oblivion? This could be. Yep. 27th last seed. Harkin's short-sightedness is becoming a serious problem. I've warned him time and time again that his foolish prophecy would cast far too much light on our people, and yet he refuses to so much as listen to a word I say. I've become less a wife and more of an annoyance in his eyes. Devoting attention to my work is the only solace I can find while enduring his ridiculous crusade. 28th last seed. I've had a breakthrough today. I was able to attune the portal vessel to the soul Cairn properly by using a small sample of ingredients. Although the portal opened only for a few seconds, I'm confident that with a proper formula, it can be sustained indefinitely. I feel like I'm missing a key ingredient, something of sufficient potency that can resist the forces trying to prevent my intrusion. Communing with the ideal masters has proved worthless. They speak in riddles and offer no assistance, whether I ensure them a steady supply of souls or not. If I'm to escape Harkin's clutches, I need to keep the portal open long enough to carry me away from here, forever if need be. 3rd, Hearthfire. I've done it! After wasting thousands of gold coins on components. I've discovered how to sustain the portal. I'm listing the components below with the proper amounts for my own protection. As a secondary precaution, I am combining my own blood into the formula, which should prevent anyone from being able to duplicate it and following me into the soul Cairn. The formula consists of finely ground bone meal, purified void salts, soul gem shards. Using the proper measurements, place the above in the silver-lined portal vessel and add blood as a reactive agent. I will make my way into the soul Cairn tomorrow after I gather my things and prepare for a potentially lengthy exile. More importantly, I must enact my plans with Serana and get her to Dim Hollow Crypt as soon as possible. Sounds like a lovely mother. Nothing else on this shelf, huh? Nature of Orcs. Again, a couple of books I'd like to read, but nothing I care to lug around with me. Hey, Serana, I found something. Finely ground bone meal. I knew it. Here it is. Yep, I found your mother's notes over on that library over there.
You did? Let me see them.
So what's the soul Cairn that she mentions?
I only know what she told me.
Okay,
She had a theory about soul gems.
go ahead.
That the souls inside of them don't just vanish when they're used. They end up in the soul cairn.
Huh. So why did she care where you souls went?
The soul cairn is home to very powerful beings. Necromancers send them souls and receive powers of their own in return. My mother spent
Fantastic.
a lot of time trying to contact them directly,
Ugh.
to travel to the soul cairn itself.
So if she made it there, will we even find her? And how?
That circle in the center of the room is definitely some type of portal. If
Oh,
I'm reading this
Oblivion.
right, there's a formula here that should give us safe passage into the soul cairn.
So what do we need?
A handful of soul gem shards, some finely ground bone meal, a good bit of purified void salts. Ah, damn it.
What? What's wrong? What's going on?
We're also going to need a sample of her blood, which, if we could get that, we wouldn't even be trying to do this in the first place.
Derp. You guys share the same blood, Serana.
Not bad. We'd better hope that's good enough. Mistakes with these kind of portals can be gruesome. Anyway, enough
Thought
of
you
that.
never seen one like this.
Let's get started.
Ah, so you think all those ingredients are here?
Oh, definitely. Mother would have plenty of those materials in her laboratory. You just
Found
need
the
to find
finely
them.
ground bone meal anyway. Oh, mud crab droppings. Let me get my torch out. I said no necromancy. Oh, Serana, I'm gonna step outside and get some air for a minute. No necromancy, I said. Well, I have a relic of Meridia. Perhaps that will be enough to keep my mind focused and away from all that madness. Look where we are, Paxton. You've come a long way. You can do this. I can do this. All right, Serana, let's get back to looking around. I'm going to leave a few of my things. Never mind. Let's see what else they got. There's some shards. Black soul gems, huh? Your mother was a real piece of artwork, huh? Just like her moon dial. Grand soul gem. I'm gonna check this place out. Take whatever I can. Maybe I can focus on my alchemy and keep my mind off of this other thing that nags at me every now and then. Conjuration. Oh, pearl. Oh, only other place I've seen a pearl was over at that Solstein place. Wow, your mother had one collection. Looks like she has a little bit of everything in here. Huh. Even down to a chicken's egg. Couple of fire salts. Aha. And purified void salts. It appears I have everything, Serana. Yep, your mother had everything all right. So, I have all the stuff.
Get the ingredients in that vessel and let me know when you're ready.
Anything you can tell me about this soul cairn before I do?
The soul cairn is a tiny sliver of oblivion, the realm of the Daedra. It's ruled by unseen beings known as the Ideal Masters.
So why was your mother so fascinated by it anyways?
Honestly, I don't know. Necromancers are always
yes,
interested
I get
in
that
souls,
part.
though, so that probably has some kind of interest.
I'm sure. So what exactly are these Ideal Masters anyways? I don't want them to get
Nobody
their
really knows.
thoughts into me.
As far as I've heard, no one's seen them and returned to Tamriel to tell about it.
Oh, so how are you sure they even exist then?
I've read stories. Stories about fools that manage to communicate.
I've read
with
stories
them. You give
about
the
dragons.
Ideal
You don't
Masters
see any of them
souls,
flying
they
around,
give
do you?
Powers to summon the undead. It's all very businesslike.
So why do you call them fools? Pardon my rudeness.
Because
A little
most
stressed
of the
out.
stories end with the Ideal Masters duping the necromancers, who end up dead or wishing they were dead.
I may wish that shortly.
Just get all of the ingredients into the vessel.
Okay then. Here goes everything. That's it. Serana?
Then the rest is up to me.
That's what I was
Are
thinking.
you ready to go? I'm not entirely sure what this thing is going to do when I add my blood.
Can I ask you something first?
Of course. What is it?
What will you do if we find your mother?
I've been asking myself the same thing since we came back to the castle. She was so sure of what we did to my father.
Huh.
I couldn't help but go along with her. I never thought of the cost.
It sounds like she did everything for you, for your own sake. Just a mother being a mom, you know?
Possibly. I guess even a vampire mother is still a mother. She worried
Right.
about me, about all of us. But she wanted to get me as far away from my father as possible before he really went over the edge.
We won't know until we find her, I guess. Will we?
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I just didn't expect anyone to care how I felt about her. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are we ready then?
I suppose so. Let's get it over with.
All right, here goes. Ancestors.
By the blood of your ancestors is right.
Incredible.
What in the oblivion? That just gave me chills. It's such a small thing. I've never been so terrified in all of my life. And I'm not sure why. Before I go down there, Serana. Hey.
Incredible. Simply incredible.
I suppose it is. A little unnerved by this.
I'm ready when you are.
Let me, yeah, let me go put my stuff in that chest like I said I was going to earlier first. I feel myself being pulled to the portal. Alright, let's just leave everything behind that I don't need and things that hopefully I'll be back to pick up and sell. Oh, man. Father, be with me now. My plans have seemed to take a turn. I wasn't quite expecting this. I may need my food when I'm in there. Don't need the books. That's for sure. Don't need a fake dragon bone. Kids' toys. Heavy kids' toys. All the ore I got from the gargoyles and all the stuff I've picked up from around this place. I don't think I'll need most of these soul gems in the soul cairn. Maybe the black ones. You never know. Well, seems I'm a lot lighter than I used to be. I'm just gonna check around a little bit first. Pick up the rest of the stuff that's in here and then I'll head up. What was that? Serana! What the? It's like it tried to grab me. Her too, you could have warned me. I'll soothe myself by grabbing the rest of these ingredients. Did you see that?
Are you alright? That looked painful.
It was painful. What happened?
Now that I think about it, I should have expected that.
Oh,
Sorry.
thanks.
It's hard to describe. The soul cairn is, well, hungry, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
It's trying to take your life essence as payment.
That's fun. So, there's no way in then. I'm just gonna die.
There might be, but I don't think you're going to like it. Vampires aren't counted among the living. I could probably go through there without a problem.
Excuse you? So you're saying that I need to become a vampire?
Not your first choice, I guess?
There's no other way than me becoming a vampire?
Maybe. We could just pay the toll another way. It wants a soul, so we give it a soul. Yours.
Wouldn't that... No.
My mother taught me a trick or two. I could partially soul trap you and offer that gem to the ideal masters. It might be enough to satisfy them.
Yeah, I don't think that would satisfy me.
We travel through the soul cairn, but we might be able to fix that once we're inside. Maybe.
Maybe. I think I'd keep my soul, so those... That's it?
I wish I knew a better way. Something that would be easier for you.
Yeah, something like not losing my soul or
Whatever path you choose,
having vampirism.
I won't think any less of you. Sometimes things just have to be done. I know that better than anybody.
No, you're right about that. Kinnereth. This is not my path. Apparently, it is. Serana. I don't even know what to say. Listen.
Have you made up your mind?
I don't see any way. I'm not giving up my soul. And if there's no other way, then I guess I'll become a vampire then. For now. If that can happen. It's funny how you don't believe in something until your soul is on the line, huh? Serana, just make it quick, huh? Whatever you do, just help me through this, please.
Are you sure? I'm willing to turn you, but you need to think it through. You've become the very thing you've sworn to destroy.
Yeah?
I don't know how the Dawn Guard will react.
I'm not worried about them. Let's just get it over with. Please.
Turning someone is a very personal thing for vampires.
Huh.
It's intimate.
Oh, really?
For us. I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you into this.
I don't. I'm glad it's you doing it. Intimacy and whatnot.
Let's not waste too much time then. I promise to try and make this as painless as possible.
I appreciate that.
Hold still.
I'm hungry all of a sudden. Ah, Serana. My skin's boiling, and I'm hungry. How long does this take to get under control?
I feel terrible for the dead who end up here for eternity.
I feel terrible for being
Like they're still
dead.
asleep.
Serana,
Look at the sky. What kind of place is this?
do you know anything about this place?
Just what my mother told me. I've also studied a little bit on my own, but there's not much. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then the energy
I
is used
feel
for powering
funny.
an enchantment, the remnants are sent here.
And any soul gem?
Well, I think it's specifically the black ones. I don't know if the soul Cairn takes just any
I feel
leftovers.
angry and peaceful all at once. Does anything live here, do you know?
Look at this place. Do you think anything would want to live here?
Good time for jokes.
The only things that can survive here are the ideal masters, the undead, and the souls themselves.
Right.
Well, if you want to call that living.
Are you sure that your mother even has this Elder Scroll?
No, but there's no way she would have left it in Tamriel. She wanted to get it as far away from my father as possible.
Well,
I
this is
can't
pretty
imagine
far
that
away.
place.
Yeah, me neither. And what if she doesn't have it?
Then we find out where she hid it, if she's still alive. Well, as alive as she was before.
I feel
Or is
calm
now.
and enraged
You know what I mean.
all at once. So why not hide it here and then return anyways?
Probably to avoid whatever my father would do to her if he could get his hands on her.
Right?
Or maybe her plan was to come back, but she was stuck here. We won't know until we find her.
So do you think we'll still meet these ideal masters?
I don't think anyone's ever met the ideal masters. I'm not even sure anyone knows what they look like. They could be underground, flying above us. They might be the ground I bet.
Huh. Metaphysical stuff. So why are they collecting souls?
Lots of theories. Some say they feed on them like they feed on blood. Others think they use them as payment to an even higher power.
Like you
Almost
feed
like
on
a
blood, huh?
currency. A very strange currency.
Very
Whatever they're doing
strange.
with them, they've been harvesting for millennia. No telling how many souls are trapped here.
Why would a necromancer want to deal with all of that?
Look around you. There are some extremely powerful undead here. Even a necromancer as seasoned as my mother would be willing to spend years trying to gain access to them.
Seasoning on your mother. Summon them, you mean?
Exactly. It's a lost art. Most necromancers just raise up whatever bodies are nearby. A simple trick, really.
Oh.
Child's play.
Child's play.
But bringing
You try it.
someone from the soul
Well,
care gives
you
something
have.
much more powerful.
Sorry, I'm a little not with it. So how do necromancers communicate with them?
Oh, that's usually the trick. It's possible to do it through a
I
simple
don't feel
portal.
myself.
But to finalize the deal, you have to travel here yourself. And most of them never come back.
Good, I guess. If we're gonna look for your mother, I'd say those big glowing spires shooting light into the air over there. What are these? Some sort of husk. Appears to be a lot of ghosts. You there.
Ugh, the smell
Speak.
here.
Only those who have suffered long can find the light within the shadows.
All right. Whatever. This is definitely a strange place. I feel strange. I guess that suits me. For now. Apparently these ghosts aren't aggressive. Good. Hello there, ghost.
I yearn to see the great dunes of Hammerfell once again.
I yearn to not thirst for blood. So quick. So hungry. What is this stuff? This is a crazy journey. Arrows. I wonder what else is in this place, Serana. It sounds like there's screams coming from those glowing cracks, and this looks inviting, actually. You hear the skeletons? I hear bones creaking. Serana, do you see them? Aha! Come on, bowman! Come on. I got you. Come on! That hurt and it didn't even hit me. I don't feel like I'm getting any better. Wait. The Dawnbreaker. It injures the undead. Oh. At least my magicka still works. But I feel somewhat depleted and not. Oh boy. Serana, I don't think I regenerate like I used to. You hear the souls speaking. I can hear them. And I don't feel like my magicka is regenerating either. Be weak. Should have told me that weak was better than not being able to regenerate one bit. The only way I'm going to be able to regenerate is by drinking blood, huh? I don't suppose there's anybody alive even in here to drink from if I wanted to. Let's just hurry up and find your mother as quickly as we can, Serana, and get out of this place. What is that? Yeah. Oh. Oh. I feel a little bit better. Apparently those things heal you. You hear that? Yeah. I don't see it, but it sounds like so. I see it. You see that horse? What? Hello, cold buddy. Let's go kill some bone men. I'm gonna try not to be so close when I kill you guys. I don't suppose I have any other weapons that would do any damage against you much anyways. Serana, try to take them. Yeah. Ooh. I was okay that time. It appears the explosion from Dawnbreaker won't hurt me if I can get at least a few feet away from whatever it is I'm destroying. You there.
Must stay away from the keepers.
Okay.
Must stay away from the keepers. Stay away from the oblivion I told them.
Stay away. Stay away from things.
Of course not.
My vision's a little distorted. Serana, you said something about the keepers. You don't think those are the masters, do you? Probably not. Keeper sounds more like a slave, and the thing's running at us. Hey, you! All this aggression and anger.
The air, ground, this is all wrong.
That's not the only thing that's wrong, Serana. You should have warned me about the impulse and the rage. It doesn't feel as bad as when you first bit me, but... Geez, I thought you putting your mouth on my neck was going to be a lot more pleasant than that. Divines. I don't suppose they could even hear me. Here, Rever, here is... What is... More bone men? Come! Go back into your pile of bones! Daedric scum. Coward! Come here! Trying to heal myself, but my magic does not feel like it's getting better. Serana, I don't know how much longer I can keep this up, and we haven't even come close to finding your mother, I presume. You're gonna have to be the one taking the lead. What are you? Come here. Some sort of wraith? Serana, you're the one who's gonna have to be at the helm while we're in here. At least until I find a way to regenerate or something to feed on. What are these glowing orbs running around everywhere? They don't seem to be doing us any harm, but I think I hate them. I think I hate them a lot. Do I have... Yep. I have one health potion left as well. I've never been fond of many things, and I could always internalize it, and now I feel like I hate everything. Blood just keeps playing over and over in my mind. Blood. Serana. I think I see someone up there. Someone not completely dead yet. Serana.
Mother? Mother!
Uh-huh.
Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it.
Believe
How do we
it.
get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
This is fun.
I must have failed.
You have blood on your
Farkhan's
face.
found a way to decipher
Helm.
the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to stop him. To make everything right.
Right.
Wait a minute. You brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind? You, come forward. I would speak with you.
Oh, you'll speak with me,
So
all
how
right.
has it come to pass that a vampire hunter is
You
in
know,
the
huh?
company of my daughter? It pains me to think you travel with Serana under the guise of her protector in an effort to hunt me down.
I'm not here to hunt you down. This is no ruse. I'm here to help Serana. Look at me. Look at my eyes. I'm here for her protection.
Coming from one who murders vampires as a trade, I find it hard to believe your intentions are noble. Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from
Yeah.
completing the prophecy.
Me too, apparently.
I would have expected her to explain that to you.
That's why I'm here. For the Elder Scroll.
You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone?
I don't know.
The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself.
Huh. Really? What do you mean?
When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The
Yes.
scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Ariel and his arcane weapon,
Correct.
Ariel's bow.
That's the one.
The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter
Cold
will
Harbor?
blind the eye of the dragon.
How does Serana fit into all of this then?
Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal.
Right.
Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day.
Sick.
Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded
And
vampire.
apparently you both
We
survived.
call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor.
Cold Harbor. So the tyranny of the sun requires Serana's blood, does it? Serana underwent this ritual
It was expected.
willingly?
Just as it was
It's
expected.
like you know what
of
I'm
me.
gonna say.
Being selected as an offering to Molig Bal.
Get out of my
was
head,
an honor.
vampires.
She wouldn't have dared turn her back on that.
So what's this Cold Harbor?
It's what some call the domain of Molig Bal. His place in oblivion.
Back to Serana. Her blood.
Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana. And why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible.
Okay. So are you saying that Harkon wants to kill his own daughter?
If Harkon obtained Ariel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes,
He did seem like a
she'd be
jerk.
dying for the good of all vampires.
Right. I would never allow that to happen.
And how exactly do you plan on stopping him?
Well, perhaps we could use your help then, Valerica. What do you say?
Have you been listening to me?
Yes?
Like Serana, I'm a pure-blooded vampire. My presence on Tamriel is as much of a danger as hers.
So we don't let him get you. In Serana's opinion in
Care
this?
nothing for Serana, or our plight.
Yeah, you neither,
Whether or
apparently.
not you've become one of us in order to survive the Soul Cairn, you're still a vampire hunter at heart.
This is true.
You're here because we're abominations in your mind. Evil creatures that need to be destroyed.
Perhaps. And Serana believes in me, you know. How about you give it a try?
Serana?
Yes.
This stranger aligns himself with those that would hunt you down and slay you like an animal. Yet I should entrust you to him.
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known him than you've done in centuries.
You tell her.
Dare you? I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father.
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. He's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
Selfish.
If you only open your eyes, the moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of
See?
action. You just expected me to
So
follow
I just said.
Both of you were
Her
obsessed
opinion.
with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that.
Oh,
Maybe
Serana.
we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have
It's
to
really
stop.
hard to keep my eye on my goals when you speak
And
like
to do
that.
that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long.
Touching.
Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me.
I can handle that.
I'll assist you in any way that I can.
I appreciate that, Valerica. Do you know where the oldest scroll is? Do you have it with you?
I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned.
Huh.
Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins.
Really? So what do we need to do then?
You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins.
Okay.
At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled.
Sounds fun.
Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it
I was
should
told to
bring
stay
the
away
barrier
from the
down.
keepers by those ghosts. We'll return.
One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durn.
Dragon?
Roaming the Cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal
Right.
Masters have charged him with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat.
Oh, everyone's crazy. Dragons. Important question. If I leave this place, can I return safely?
As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it.
Oh, great.
Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled the void.
Ah, just what I
You
need.
should find no difficulty using the portal any longer.
Appreciate that. So, how did you come in prison
When I
here
entered
anyway?
the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place.
And the bargain?
I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they crave. If
I read
had
that.
foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here.
So you're an important one to them, and they tricked you, huh?
The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to
Vampires
destroy
being
me.
tricked.
Fortunately,
Ironic.
I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins.
So you became trapped yourself.
Unfortunately, yes.
Huh.
Since the keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach.
So you've been imprisoned here for all this time.
Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Masters as well. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game, each watching the other.
I wonder if you get hungry, though. So who are these Ideal Masters anyway? Curious about them.
I know very little about them. They're mystic entities that lord over the Soul Cairn, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance.
So what do they resemble?
Well, some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the Soul Cairn.
Really?
I believe there's more to it than that.
How so?
I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form.
More metaphysical.
Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence.
And these crystals.
Conduits, through which the Ideal Masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims.
Why would they require sustenance?
The Ideal Masters' weakness is their insatiable hunger for pure
But why do they require
It's
it?
the reason for the Soul Cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining.
Aha. So what do the Masters provide you in return?
The ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters wind up
Like you.
as harvested souls.
Almost. So why haven't you pursued the prophecy anyways?
Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the
Okay.
vampire can flourish and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition.
Very true. I agree with that.
If eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal.
Yes, they would.
The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated.
Smart woman. So you prefer living in the shadows then?
I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the
I did
only
that for
way
quite a
it
few
will
years
continue to
myself.
survive in the
Well,
future.
Not nearly as many as you.
And keep my daughter safe.
I will.
Let's
Serana.
kill those keeper things and get back to the prison.
Agreed. Are you okay?
Relieved, I think. All those things have been building for a while. You have no idea how long I wanted to say that to her.
I really don't. So why did you even agree to this?
Look, I loved my father, but when he found that prophecy, that became his life. Everything else, even me and my mother, we just became clutter. I was close with my mother, but she just kept feeding me her opinions of him, and eventually I started believing them.
That does happen. She doesn't seem too fond of him. At all, really.
The moment we gave ourselves to Molik Ball, things got really icy between them. They were both drunk with power, and pulling in different directions. And then he found that prophecy, and that was it.
And you were caught right in the middle. Sorry, Serana.
Was. Honestly, it took me up until now to figure out that my mother was really just as bad as he was. He was obsessed with power. She was obsessed with seeing him fail.
Everyone's obsessed with something.
Toxic. Maybe I could have seen this coming. We could all be better off now.
Hey, you shouldn't blame yourself, you know? Things happen.
I don't know what it's like, coming from a family like that.
Hey, at least you have a family.
Tumbles down to you. Anyway, we should keep moving.
Alright then. Let's go find these pillars, huh? Blood. I feel like I'm starting to get control over it a little bit. Let's make this quick as right. Agreed. I don't feel as angry anymore. Perhaps a conversation between you two calm me down. I guess it's gonna be that big. Well, they don't need light coming from them, I suppose. But let's go to it anyways. Ha! I think that's one of those crystals your mother was talking about.
Who's there?
Ah! Yeah! Yeah! Sorry. Yeah! I couldn't help it. I had to harvest a soul. And I'm out of magicka. Completely depleted and drained. I know I have. Shield, I guess. Ugh. I think you should keep that Frost Atronarch out. He or she may be of great use to us. If I get too much weaker, Serana, I'm gonna have to change back to a bow and I won't be nearly as helpful. What? What do you see? Serana? Serana? You okay? Where'd you go? Yell out so I can hear you. Serana! Daggone it, this is not a place to get lost in. Nope, there you go. Ah, here we go. Yeah! Whew. I got some. Here we go. Yeah! Come on! Yeah! That hurt. Can't win no matter what I do. I have to switch over, Serana. I have to. One more of those might put me down. Yeah. Ah, these arrows aren't going to do half as much as the breaker would do. Ha! He seems to be paralyzed in fear. I gotta finish him off before the Dawn Breaker wears off on him. Yeah. Come on. Good night, Bone Man. Yeah. Come on, really? Yeah. This is not going to be fun. Even less so than it already has been. Bones do not take much damage from an arrow. Serana, I hear you, but the sound's bouncing off all these walls in here. It's weird the way that everything's reacting. My senses just aren't what they would be in Tamriel, on Nirn, or anywhere but here, I suppose. Nope. I hear you. There you are. Good job. Good job. I feel a little beat up. What's up here? This place is crazy. So huge. I don't think it ever ends. I don't even know where to go. Perhaps we'll head over to that big tower over there while the bricks in it are spinning. Things sure aren't right. Definitely not in Tamriel anymore. Soul husks. These are their chests. Might need that in case I have to run away. We're going to that thing, I guess, Serana. I think that glowing pink crystal is the sort of crystal that your mother was talking about when I was speaking to her about these ideal masters. Trying to find a way down from here without having to go all the way back, but I suppose we're going to have to. No shortcuts in this place. The crystal, right there. I wonder. Yeah! They're physical, but they don't seem to take any damage. These are not just figments or hallucinations. I can imagine being here too long would make a person mad. Insane. That thing doesn't look to be turned on. Let's see if we can't take out one of these keepers, huh? Stay focused. Try not to get sidetracked like I do with collecting things. What was that? There's a battle going on over there. Ha! This has to be one of them. You see all that power going up through the tower. Serana. Sitting on the steps. That has to be a keeper. I guess. Oh! He sees us. I think that's one of them, Serana. The armor he's wearing. Never seen anything like it. Looks like it's made out of some sort of bone. It's not human. It's not Horker. It's not even mammoth. It almost looks like that dragon bone crap I picked up from your mother's laboratory. Whew. Serana, this is going to be a long day.